ready for the tip off. We'll take that W and hand you a loss. Break your ankles on the
Tapanaki.
God, I'm that wrong. Off the bounce, leave you on the first step. It might be a long night for you without some double team help. Or the whistle from the ref, I'm from the school of hard knocks. Watch how I hit them with a shimmy when I get them on the block. We talking nothing but hoops, a floor general and it's true. Spot up in the corner, man, you know I'm gon' shoot. Or slam like an alpha, I'm beastin' like a boss named Hefe. Trapping on the baseline, you escape no way. A baller like Kobe wearing 24 and y'all be sure to subscribe to the channel. Hey, with Mr. Slam and Alpha Dog 2 and Pure Wage with the best sports book too. If you wanna show support, give us a view. Call this an NBA jam. If you a super fan, hit the bell is what you do. Be off the bounce. Check up. Level off the bounce. Let's get it.
He's on fire.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Off the Bounce. I'm your host, Slam the Bookie. These are my co-hosts, Alpha Dog Bets, Hefe Picks, and BBB is in the building today, boys. How we doing?
Good, man. Good. Small slate tonight, but excited to dive into it. We have BBB in the building. How are we, BBB?
I'm doing good, guys. I'm doing good. It's Thursday. We're getting closer to March Madness, but we still got a lot of NBA we can play with today. So not the biggest slate, but can always find that value here on OTB.
Hey, listen, I don't care about the small slate slander that you guys are talking about. The slate's awesome today. Couple great games. In my opinion, we have one must-win game for one very important team and a statement game in Brooklyn tonight that I think is so important for both teams to get this win in terms of playoff seeding and just mindset going into the playoffs, guys. This is crunch time for the NBA. For some teams, the playoffs has already started. For some, they're gearing up. For some, like the Suns, they're about to go on a little mini vacation before they get into the playoffs because they're done. So I love these types of slates. NBA is only going to get harder and harder each day as we get to the playoffs and have to deal with outside factors like resting, like what team really needs a win versus what teams don't care. So let's get right into it, man.
But I'm with Hefe there, man. I'm hyped. I love these small
hyped,
slates.
man. I'm hyped.
The lines are super sharp. Yeah, man, before we sorry, Hefe.
Yeah,
before we get started, big shout out to Pure Wage for sponsoring the show. If you guys haven't already, make sure to give him a follow.
I was gonna start with the two most important things, aka shout out to Pure Wage. That's number one, the GOAT. If you don't know about him, find out about him before Saturday's Final Four. I'll tell you that. And the second most important thing is the Knicks season is done.
Yep.
I had my time earlier this last evening. Had a goodbye dinner, if you will, kind of a last supper. I'm ready to say goodbye. I'm done. So there's no point for the Knicks to win any more games because we're done here.
No, the season's over. No point left. Let's get Randall out of town and regroup for work next year. Sorry, Hefe. I know it was a bad night.
It's all right, man. It's all right.
Sorry, man. Yeah, let's jump right into a quick recap, boys, because I tried to warn you guys, man. I said the Hornets, didn't I? Hornets -3. Cavs.
Yo, we just went over that, so kind of.
I don't care. I don't care. You guys owe me a Cluck bet, so come on, let's go. Cluck.
I don't believe I said
Alpha. Come on.
Bullshit.
You ready for it?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
That's it. That's what you got. You got it. That's the clock bet. We lost it.
You would think that we are in enough pain already. It's really just sad.
I back the boys. And I have to eat my own words. The Knicks let us down.
Respect.
What else is new? I'll go down with the Knicks.
Only thing else I'll say from yesterday is the Grizzlies got so lucky with the victory that if anybody saw the ending, the last play of Grizzlies Spurs, how Keldon Johnson did not make that layup, we will never know the answer. The Grizzlies got so lucky and somehow moved to 20-2 without Ja Morant, which at this point he should just rest until the playoffs because what's the point?
Sense.
I've never seen anything like this. What else we got though in a recap, guys? Hell of a Suns Warriors games, huh?
Frustrating game. I think we had a certain situation happen there. What did you have happen?
I saw a lot of people on Suns -4.5.
I saw a lot of people on Suns -4.5, boys.
A little something there.
Man, shall we, boys? Uh-oh.
Well, kind of right on schedule here. We are introducing a new segment into OTB. Yeah, you see bad beats all over the place, Sports Center, Fox Sports, but we're going to bring it into here, man. And this segment is sponsored by a company called Pickett, guys. They are a social media sports betting app, basically. They allow you and your friends to come together in a community, talk about sports. You can sync your sports book to it so you can see your odds. It's pretty cool. Just a way to interact with your fellow sports gamblers in an application that lets you track you and your friends' bets and kind of create a community. Who wouldn't want to talk about this type of stuff more? But they're here to sponsor a Bad Beat segment. And yesterday's Bad Beat, we don't got to look any further than that game. This was a situation. The Warriors, Jordan Poole, shot a
3-point lead for the Suns. 7 seconds to go. Here's Poole. They double him. He takes a half-court shot with 4 seconds to go. And then a foul. So he tries to shoot it.
Okay, what was Jordan Poole thinking here, man?
I'm more about Mikal Bridges.
But he hits the second one.
Yeah, you got to hit those down. You got to knock those down.
I mean, he even saw it. He knew it. You saw the tweet that was on that video there. He came out afterwards and said, like, no, not the bad beat. Like, he knew he let everyone down. He knew he was about to be all over social media. And, hey, guess what? You're our first guest over here on Bad Beats.
He made it. Very first winner of the Bad Beat.
Be honored.
Goes to the Suns and Mikal Bridges.
So there is a reason that Pickett is doing this we're doing this Bad Beat segment for Pickett. BV, tell them about a little bit more about the app and like why Bad Beats is they do something really cool with it.
Yeah, I mean, so one of the coolest things about the app is they have all these little features on it. You can see who's got the top bets. You can see who's on hot streaks, but they also have bad beat segments. And I think that's pretty cool because, especially, say I have a bad day. I don't want to go and see about how every other person in the world is just, winning 300 bets today because I'm just going to go punch a wall or something. But when I can look down at the bad beat section and I see, wow, this guy had a 24, of 25 leg parlay hit. And then the last leg was Suns minus 4.5 there. And he just had probably the worst night of his life. So, hey, I feel a little bit better now. I think it's really cool. And I don't know. So, if you guys want to download the Pickett app, if you guys want to submit us, bad beats, if you want to try to get on the show with your horrendous beat, because we've seen you guys in the comments before. You guys get bad beats all the time. We get bad beats. So I think this is a cool segment, and we're pumped to be able to bring it to you guys with Pickett.
For sure.
For sure. All right, boys. It's about that time. Let's jump right into today's breakdown, guys. If you guys are watching, please retweet, like, and comment. Let's get these numbers up. We're at 80 right now, boys. Let's reach 100. We got a big day here. Jumping right into the early slate, we got 76ers versus the Pistons. The line is sitting at minus 9.5 right now, and the total is sitting at 225.5. Looking at injury reports, Alpha, anything there?
Yeah, going over to Detroit side, they don't have Jeremy Grant tonight, and Diallo is still out. Still waiting on news about Corey Joseph, but those are the only injury reports in this one. Philly looks like they are a full go. BBB, what do you like in this matchup?
Yeah, this is a tough one. The Pistons continue to just be a covering machine, but like, will they be able to hang with Joel Embiid and co here? I don't know. I think a good angle on this one might be looking at since Jeremy Grant has been out, Marvin Bagley has been really stepping up. So maybe a prop angle on him.
You are going to restart. And have some goddamn respect for future Nick Jeremiah Grant.
Yes, sir.
Right now.
That's not it either, but let's try that again.
If that's what you guys are looking for on the Knicks, I don't think you guys have a bright future, to be honest.
Every single player is future Nick, BBB.
Damn,
Calm down.
It's that season, baby. It's that
Hello, Ben
season.
Caro, future Nick.
No, God.
Look, are you guys looking for like just teams that are guys that are on like awful teams that put up meaningless stats to come do that for the Knicks, or you guys want like players that change your franchise?
I think that's what they're looking for.
You know what? I'll take whatever we don't.
You guys
have.
want another Julius Randle? Is that what you want?
He's not. Stop it.
Dare you?
Stop it.
Disrespect
what was Julius
me
Randle
in my own home.
Pelicans Julius Randle looked great, didn't he?
All right. Well, this got really awkward.
What is your
All
pick
right,
on this game, Jokester? What is your pick on this game, BBB? Come on now.
I don't have a play on this. I don't want to play
BBB all that. No, give us a play. Come on,
No,
give us a play.
Nope, I don't want to.
All right,
I ain't doing
he's
it.
mad.
Lovely. All right, guys. I love the Pistons in the spot. You know, we've been riding them the last month. They've been the hottest dog covering team in the NBA. They've covered every single game they were underdogs in March. That's going to continue against the 76ers team. They don't really put anyone away. The Sixers have played well lately, but I don't see them winning by double digits. Give me the Pistons buying it up to 10 at minus 120. Hefe, what are you taking this one? You riding with them?
Pistons plus 10, 2 losses in their last 19 against the spread, 15, 2-2 in that span. 76ers, 3 losses in a row. I'm not a believer in James Harden. We talked about this before. I think my man has a serious off-the-court conditioning issue. I think he cares way too much about a lifestyle and not too much about the hardwood.
He does a lot with hardwood.
Wow.
Pause.
Wow.
Pause.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. Wow. BBP's on one today.
Pause.
All right, man. Yeah, man. I don't see why not. I mean, the Pistons have just covered every single freaking game. I mean, the books are giving them plus 9.5. I mean, why not? At home too.
They haven't given you a reason to not take them.
Yeah, like
giving you reasons to keep taking them.
Covering machines right now. I mean, back the
100%.
Pistons and win. I mean, they don't win games, but they cover games. But yeah, that's my lean. I don't have an official play, but I lean the Pistons in this one. All right, game of the day. I think, yeah, game of the day for sure. Game of the day. Bucks versus the Nets. Line is sitting at -2. Total is sitting at 243.5. Very high total there. Looking at injury reports there, looks like everybody's good to go, right, Alpha?
Giannis looks like he was questionable, but has been upgraded to probable. So you know that means he's good. And yeah, everyone else you expect to be there will be there tonight. BBB, is this a game we have action on?
Oh, 100%. I'm rocking with the Nets here. I'm trying to find, I'm trying to find a good angle here for a prop as well. I either want to take KD or Irving points over. We've seen in these past games, like especially in the last year's playoffs, these are just high scoring electric games that, just great for entertainment. So perfect primetime game. We finally get a good primetime game. Maybe not as good as the one that's, later tonight, which we'll get into, but, I'm going with the Nets money line. That's my official play. That's probably my favorite play of the day. It might be later on one of our apps. I'll throw out a player prop or something. I'll tweet it out. But for right now, I'm loving the Nets money line. You agree, Hefe, or are you on the other side?
Taking the Buckaroonies here. Fear the deer. I'm not a Nets believer, and until they prove to me that they can win at home against a good opponent, I will continue to fade them. I love the fact that everybody's like, don't hit me with the home against the spread record. We know they're 8-23 at home against the spread, but Kyrie's only played in 2 games. Don't care. The Bucks have championship DNA. They're the defending champions for a reason. I don't think anybody on that team can guard Giannis. That was proven in last year's series. And I think that you're getting the Bucks at +2 is an absolute steal. Give me the Bucks +2. I'm not going to take them on the money line because, boy, could I see some BS happening and the Nets win on like a buzzer beater, win by 1 or some dumb thing. Give me Bucks +2 here.
I'm on the exact same wave as you. I think Brook Lopez being back and getting into form for the Bucks is absolutely massive. He plays a great role defensively on the inside and can hit the open 3. Gives them another threat on the offensive side as well. They're going to get this one done. The Nets just don't get it done at home. They've been a disappointment all year long. What's to stop that tonight? Give me the Bucks +2 with the 100%. Slam, what do you think?
Sorry, boys. I'm fading you guys. I'm taking the Nets here. Probably on the money line. Forget about the points here. -130. I like the Nets here. I know they haven't covered a game at home. They're 5-23 against the spread at home, I believe. 5-23-1 against the spread in the last 29 home games. It's pretty awful. But I think they get it done here. I'm seeing about 80% on the Bucks right now, and the line continues to move. It was at -1. Now it's at -2, I believe. So
a lot of reverse line movement.
Yeah, I like the Nets here. I think the line is sharp, boys. One of my favorite plays today.
Can't wait for tomorrow. Cannot wait for tomorrow.
Oh, me either. I can't wait till KD, hits that step back 3 and his foot's not on the line, and then they win.
KD's going. Someone's going for 50
by one
tonight.
point. By 1 point.
Someone's going for 50 tonight.
What do we got next, boys?
All right. Cavs versus the Hawks. The line is sitting at -6. The total is sitting at 230. Looking over at the injury reports, I guess both these teams are on a back-to-back here. Injury reports, John Collins is out. A couple guys are questionable. Alpha, do you see that? Questionable.
Let's see here. Gallo, we still have his questionable. Let's see if we have an update from this morning. He is still a true questionable, going to try and go through warm-ups. And John Collins looks like he is going to be out, like you said. So those are the two big ones.
For sure. What do you like in the spot, man?
Man, I mean, did anyone see that game last night with the Hawks, how many points they put up in that one? Their offense is just clicking right now, and there's no centers in this matchup. I like the over in this spot. Over 230, one of my favorite plays tonight. BBB, do you like a total or a side in this one?
Yeah, I agree. A side is a little scary here. Both teams kind of a little banged up with the centers and everything, but the total, I agree with your side here. I think that with no centers, it's going to be tough to stop the penetration, and then I think the pace of play is going to be up a lot too as well. They're going to be running a lot more small ball lineups. I think that we see possibly like a little shootout action going on here. So I'm with you here. I like the total.
Yeah. I want to ask Hefe a quick question here. So I'm seeing the Cavs are sitting at 7 in the East right now, and they're probably potentially going to play the Nets in a play-in. Do you think the Cavs want to play the Nets here, or you think they would probably tank and play the Hornets or the Hawks? What's your thoughts on this, man?
Here's the thing: playoff teams don't tank. They'll either
not tank, but
they don't ever admit that. You know what I mean? So. Here, the answer is no, because they also can't control the Nets' wins and losses. So what's the point of them worrying about anything out of house like that? I think the Cavs have major issues of their own. I know Evan Mobley is day to day, just supposed to miss maybe the rest of this week and kind of come back next week. So that's huge. But I think Jared Allen's out for the long haul here. Darius Garland's playing his ass off. I am so surprised, so in love with the type of player he is becoming. Great pick for the Cavs, man, because if you guys remember, they drafted Sexton the year before, then went and drafted Garland. And I remember I was watching and I was like, why the hell would they do that? It's drafting back-to-back same players. And there you go. They're going to let Sexton walk, who tore his ACL earlier this year, and Garland looks like the point guard up forever for them. So kudos to them. But in terms of the Cavs have to worry about their own shit right now. They lost a couple in a row, and they better start revving it up, because come playoff time, I'll tell you what, ain't nobody going to take them seriously. Every coach, I know exactly what every coach is going to say. It's the freaking Cleveland Cavaliers, guys. Come on, let's beat them in 5. Let's get out of here. Let's move on to the second round. So they got to prove to themselves. Big game tonight for them. This is one of the games I kind of don't have a read on. I think you're getting good value with Cavs +6, because you're coming off a Hawks team that Trey drops 40, but they cruised to a victory over the Thunder yesterday. They didn't play their starters in the fourth quarter. So it's kind of like that, that tough spot. I lean with the Cavs +6 here, but no official play for me.
Yeah, man, I think it's so important that the Cavs pick up some momentum here, especially going into the playoffs. They haven't covered a game in 7 straight. It's kind of tough to take them in this spot. The Hawks are coming off a huge win, an easy win. So I'm not worried about any fatigue for them. I don't know, man. This is a hard read. I'm seeing about 85% on the Hawks right now, and line is sitting at -6. Some good value with the Cavs. Both these teams Cavs, I think, need a win more than the Hawks. The Hawks are probably like chilling in the 10th spot. So I lean the Cavs. No official play, boys. Sorry, Alpha. I do like the under, man. I think the Hawks played out of their minds on offense yesterday, and I think some regression will hit tonight. That's my thoughts on it.
BBB, quick question. Prop expert. We have a question in chat. What do we think about Kevin Love over 10 points?
I do think that's a good look. I'm personally going to lay off it simply because he burnt me last night. He didn't get the start. They were going with Laurie Markkinen, however the heck you say that big goofy guy's name.
You got it.
The entire night. And it was just the most frustrating thing. He couldn't hit the water if he fell out of a boat. So he's on like a 1-game suspension for me. So I do like that play, but I'm going to lay off that one.
For sure. All right, boys, let's jump right into our second to last game of the night here. Clippers versus the Bulls. The line is sitting at -2. Total is sitting at 221.5. Going over to the injury reports. Looks like everybody is playing for the Bulls tonight. And then as far as the Clippers, Morris is questionable, and Nicholas Batum is questionable as well. Alpha, or let's jump to Hefe. Let's start with Hefe here. Hefe, Clippers, Bulls. Do you like Clippers with PG back in the lineup?
So
you think they catch some fire here?
I've been back and forth. Man? This is a back and forth game for me. I've been back and forth on both sides. Started off thinking to myself, right off the bat, this is a Bulls play. Premium, you're getting them at a great price at home. -2 can just take it down to money line. Then I sat there and I really thought about the last time I saw the Clippers play. Come back down from 23 down in the third quarter to win the game. Paul George, first game, looking like he hasn't lost a step. Actually, looking better than before his injury. And I started thinking to myself, you know what? I convinced myself that I'm on the Clippers. And I'm going to stay with that. I'm going to take the Clippers +2 here. I'm riding the dogs today. I think the Clippers can get it done. I think people are going to jump all over the Bulls here because you can get them at a money line at a good price. And I'm going to be the contrarian here. I'm going to take the Clippers +2. I watched that game against the Jazz. I really like what they got. I think Zubac can bully Vucevic down low. He's just a stronger guy. And sums up with Vucevic. Remember when he was an all-star? What happened? And yes, I know the Bulls have DeMar DeRozan, and he's the greatest fourth quarter scorer we have in the NBA this year. But ain't nothing going to neutralize him like another great fourth quarter scorer and Paul George. Give me the Clippers +2.
This is another spot, guys, I like an over. Usually I take a lot of unders, but today I feel like we're going to have a bunch of overs on the board. I think we're going to see points in this one. I think Vucevic is going to have to stay on the outside to keep Zubac out of the paint, and that's going to be a success for them. Vuce had 20 points through 3 quarters last game. He's been on fire. I see points over 221. BBB, do you like a total or a side?
I'm going with the player prop here. Haven't gave out much here on those today, but I like Zach LaVine points over on this one. I believe it's at 22.5. The guy has been cooking as of late. He averages 30 against the Clippers. Over his last 10 games, he's hit this 7 out of 10. So 70%. He's just finding his groove at the right time. And when he gets going, he can really fill up the basket. And I think that probably continues tonight. And, fits Alpha's, over narrative there of, points going back and forth. So hopefully we can both cash in on that one.
I like it. Slammy, what are you looking at?
I'm with Hefe on this one, man. I like the Clippers in the spot. You get some reverse line movement here. Opened at 3.5, dropped all the way down to 2 there. I think they get it done, man. And the Bulls really haven't been playing late. They're back from a long road trip. Yeah, 5-game road trip. First game back home. You already know the rules. Got to fade the first game back home here, and the Bulls haven't been playing well, man. They're 4-12 against the spread in the last 16, man. Pretty awful.
But to be contrarian to that, the Clippers are also 1-4 in their last 5.
They are, but they got PG back, dude, and everybody knows PG.
Was that just a PG pump, though? Do you think they played that well? There was a pump with him being back?
They were down 20, bro. Come on now.
I struggle. Alpha's got a point there. I'm struggling with it too because there's also the PG came in, he balled out. Now is there this everybody's kind of like, oh my god, the Clippers are back, but we inevitably know a person who doesn't play basketball for 3 months. His stamina ain't there. He's exhausted. I gotta imagine. I don't know if we're gonna get that same fresh PG that we got 2 nights ago. So I can see it from both ways, and that's why I flip flop. But I'm taking the Clippers because I think it's I think it's the contrarian play here, and that's how I'm looking at it. That's how I'm capping.
I will say I think overlooking the aspect of PG helped him come back from a 25-point deficit, but he was there when they got into that hole too, so there's the good and the bad with it. I mean, you're hoping that he can go Super Saiyan and, bring you back again, but that may not be the case.
Yeah. Question real quick, man. Who needs more? Who needs to win here?
Dude, I'm literally looking at the standings right now, trying to figure that out.
I think the Bulls need more of a win because they're tied with Toronto right now.
LA's kind of where they're going to be, right? They're sitting in the 8th seed. They're 6 games back of Minnesota. That's not happening. And they're 4 games up on New Orleans. So they're right where they're going to be. And the Bulls need a little bit of cushion room. I know Cleveland's falling right now, but Toronto with the same record, they're essentially tied for the first non-play-in game spot in the 5th seed. So it's a big game for Chicago, and they're at home. I mean, it's tough.
I think the Bulls need this. The Bulls need this.
That's what I'm saying.
They do. The Bulls really do need this.
I'm looking at it too. The Bulls need this right now, man. Clippers are pretty much stuck where they are. They're going to be a play-in team, and unless they have a major collapse, they're going to be that 9 seed.
8. They're going to be the 8.
Just remember, guys, needing a win does not always equal to getting the win. Don't fall into the trap.
But that's a big factor. What's going on right now? There's a big factor 100%. in all the games coming up through the end of the season.
For sure. All right, boys. Moving on to our last game, guys. If you are watching, retweet, like, and comment. Let's read some comments, boys. Are we taking the Lakers today? Let us know. Because Hefe might and I might. But Lakers versus the Jazz, line sitting at minus 13.5. Total is sitting at 227. Looks like LeBron James is still out for this game. No AD. And as far as the Jazz, Whiteside is out. And that's pretty much it, right?
Guys, what's the big storyline in this one is we all know about Russell Westbrook and Utah. Russell does not like playing in Utah. That's probably his most hated city to play in the entire league. We all know why. I'm not going to go into the reasons and all of that. But there's an extra motivation factor when Russ plays in Utah. BBB, let's start with you. What do you think? Do you think that makes an impact on this game? He is the guy for the Lakers tonight, as we know. No LeBron, no AD. So what's he going to do tonight?
So last game, I ended up taking some Westbrook props because I did think he'd get right a little bit there. I didn't trust the Lakers fully, but this time I'm kind of going opposite. I'm going to trust the Lakers here as a team because this is a wide number, 13.5 points. The last 2 times they played this season, yes, the rosters looked a little different, but Lakers won both games outright as a dog against the Jazz. So I just think that you're giving them a lot of points for a desperate team. The Jazz have not been playing good basketball. I mean, you've seen the 25-point, collapses. We've seen just losing every game. They can't cover anything. They are playing horrible basketball. And yes, the Lakers are painful to bet on, but I'm going to do it. I'm not going to go crazy. This isn't some mega max $1 trillion play here. We're going light. We're taking the Lakers. Hopefully we can end the night with a nice little primetime win.
Slam. I don't know if you heard the beginning of his statement there. Seems like he said there's a potential triple revenge spot here, if I'm not mistaken. What was that, BBB? The Lakers have covered the first 2 outright? Or they won outright?
They've won the first 2. So,
they won the first 2.
Spot.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, but the Jazz have just been not the same team, man. Defensively, they've just been all over the place. I mean, the Lakers are the Lakers. I understand. Everyone's probably in the comments just like, dude, it's Jazz, 100%. But I'm with you guys, man. I like the Lakers plus the 13.5. I actually think they kind of get an upset here, man. I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be close. It's gonna be a close game. All right, Russell Westbrook's going from 15-9.
Rudy Gobert. Who is going to be on Rudy Gobert tonight?
Guys. Are you guys not reading the Inter stuff that's going on? I thought this was a Lakers play too, but then I started to sit back and think to myself, AD's coming back tomorrow. LeBron's already back in LA trying to gear up for tomorrow. Did anybody notice who they're playing tomorrow? Maybe you want to take a look at who they're playing tomorrow because it's probably the most important game for the rest of the year. It's the New Orleans Pelicans. It's literally the playoff for the play-in. Guys, the Lakers could not give a 2 craps about this game. Not only are they back-to-back, not only are they traveling back-to-back, not only do they know they're getting AD back tomorrow, not only do they know that LeBron's not even in Utah, he's back in LA gearing up for tomorrow's game. This is your classic look-ahead spot. And I know you're thinking to yourself, the Jazz have sucked. They just lost they had a 25-point lead. They gave it up. They lost outright to the Clippers. Great spot for the Jazz. I cannot take either of these teams. I can't. I'll put it like this. If you're putting money on this game, if you have to, gun to my head, Jeff,
Lakers money line.
You have to take something. Yeah, of course I'm taking the Lakers plus 14 because it's 14 freaking points. But let me ask you, at about 12:30 tonight Eastern Standard Time, when this game's over, and if the Jazz win by 19 points, is anybody here shocked? Like,
no.
I will be flabbergasted.
So I'm off this game because there's too many other storylines. I think the look-ahead spot, I normally never care about this in basketball, but this one is really, really hard to overlook. It's the ultimate look-ahead spot, and I because of that, I can't take the Lakers. I lean Lakers, but I can't take them because of that.
All right, what if we spin zone this?
You have a good
point. The Jazz are getting the X factor to that offense back tonight. Has been out since March 12th. He's been out quite a while. Bogdanovich is back in the starting lineup. He's a huge piece for that team. With that being said, I agree 100% with Hefe. It's such a layoff game. It's an overlook game from the Lakers. If I had to take a guess who wins this, I think Jazz by 30. I think the Lakers get blown out, but I don't trust it enough to bet it, so I'm absolutely.
I just don't think this game.
Trust the Lakers.
I did last
trust.
time, and they
Big
lost by
trust.
942.
BBB, Lakers.
Big trust.
Big trust.
Big
baby.
trust.
Big trust.
No
Lakers,
trust.
boys, plus 13.5. Don't overthink it. I mean, as long as the Lakers don't give up, 43 points in the first quarter, they can.
Dude,
stay
they're
in this
playing
game.
My worry
Okay,
is
I mean-
My worry is Slam that this
Yes.
is a double digit spread coming into the fourth quarter, and the Lakers look ahead. They look down their line. They look at Russell Westbrook, who's almost 40 years old. They realize, damn, you know what? Instead of pushing it tonight, we're only down by 11. But why push it when we got the game of the year tomorrow? That's why I can't take this, because this game is going to come down to the fourth quarter.
But every game matters now.
Every game matters.
Couldn't
They
agree
have
with you more.
they
I
have six.
totally
They have
agree with
6
you.
games left.
But wait. But listen, this loss tonight means half of what a win tomorrow would mean. Because a win tomorrow also means a Pelicans loss. So it's a full game up in the standings, while today's
Right.
only a half game up or down.
But I'm saying the Lakers are sitting. Wait. The Lakers are sitting at 10, bro. They're
11.
going against this. They're at 11.
Oh wow! I just realized how much. I just realized the Lakers owe the Memphis Grizzlies an edible arrangement.
Wait.
Oh my god! I just realized.
Utah needs this game too. Utah's the first spot.
No,
out of the
Lakers are at 10. What are you talking about?
Lakers are sitting at 11. The Spurs are in 10.
Lakers are at 10 because of
No, the
yeah.
Spurs lost yesterday, so they fell to 11.
Guys, I'm looking at it right here. The Lakers are at 10. They're the
they're at a
last
half
place.
game difference.
That was
So
correct, Hefe.
Utah
they're
is the
playing
last-
alternating
guy.
days. They're playing
Get this
alternating
guy.
days, and they're a half game
Lakers
difference.
lose tonight. They drop down to 11 because Spurs own the tiebreaker.
Yes.
So
Yes.
once again, tomorrow means everything. Pelicans don't play tonight, which means that they would be.
It kind of
yes-
depends on the Spurs too.
Lakers money line.
You're just looking at one game.
You remember, you're also talking about Lakers plus 14. You're not talking about money line here, Slam.
I mean,
Plus
yeah,
730.
I'm just saying. I mean, we're talking about playoff standings now. Okay, so I'm saying.
Playoff standings. I'm 100% right. Today's game means half as much as tomorrow's game, literally and mathematically.
Yeah,
no,
correct.
but the Pelicans are.
There's nothing you could say to that. It's a fact. Because if they win tomorrow, the Pelicans lose, which means it's a full game switch. Tonight is a half game any which way you want to look at it. The Pelicans don't play tonight.
I mean, the
Spurs don't
Lakers
play
are going to be in the 10th spot regardless if they win or lose against the Pelicans. That's what I'm saying.
No. Spurs
No.
on tiebreaker.
No.
They would flip.
They
Well,
should
I'm
just win
saying
them
the
both.
Spurs. I'm saying every game matters for the Lakers. You're saying the biggest game of the year for them is the Pelicans tomorrow.
I'm saying, yes, it's the biggest game of the year because it's their last opportunity for a full game swap in one game. The rest of their opponents are the Nuggets, the Jazz, and the Suns. They face the Nuggets twice. So all those teams are already top 6 loaded. This is their last chance to actually affect one of the play-in teams.
All right, I should wish them. All right.
All
That
right,
being
we
said,
agree,
it's
Slim.
Utah. It's Utah. I'm changing my mind. It's Utah.
Lakers
money line.
They can be forced into a playing game, guys. They're the last spot safe from a playing game. They're 2 games up on Minnesota. This game
all
is
right,
Care
boys.
about that, their last 7 games they
Any
lost.
player props for this game, BBB?
I forgot what game we're talking about. We just
Yeah,
got a decision
I-
already.
Player props,
Do we have one
are
more?
scary for this one, guys, because there is the potential of a blowout. Let's
Do we
not
have
get it
one more game?
twisted. There could
there
be a
is
blowout.
Mr. Lakers backer. There is a potential blowout, eh? Affecting
Yep,
the
there's a
pro-
potential blowout for every game. So it's okay.
Very good. Very good.
I make 1 point, and all of a sudden, everybody wants to run with it. Now everybody's changing their mind.
No,
I'm just saying why I'm not taking
Lakers
props.
still on that.
I'm not talking about the Jazz blowout. It's a potential of a Lakers blowout, guys. So I don't want
Guys, it's
Russell
5:05.
You
We
do
gotta
know
get-
this show is
dude, it's
recorded,
100%
right? You
Lakers.
do know this show is recorded, right?
All right, I'll
We're
see
gonna
you
play
tomorrow.
that
Lakers money line,
All
cash
right,
it,
boys,
buddy.
we gotta move on here.
We're
Let's
getting
go.
into
It's about that
this.
time.
Wade to LeBron. The Utah Jazz are winning by 30. Let's get the best bets, boys. Best bet number 1, Pistons plus 9.5, buying it up to actually plus 10, minus 120. Second best bet is Cavs Hawks over 230. And third best bet is the over in the Bulls Clippers of 221. And you know what? We're adding the Jazz minus 13.5 because BBB and Slam could not
Oh.
be more wrong in this spot.
I just got
BBB,
another stud.
tell them why you're on the Lakers.
All right, we're going to be rocking with the Nets money line, and then
Wrong.
Zach LaVine over 22.5 points, and then brand new best bet out of nowhere, Lakers. We're taking, if you're taking minus
Take
or
him on
plus
the money
or
line,
minus
you
14, I'll
coward.
take plus 14. Which one are you
Take
taking?
him
All
on the
right,
money
money
line,
line. Book it.
coward.
Book it.
Who'd you check on the money line?
Run it.
Lakers.
Plus 730 Lakers. Alpha says I have to, and so he's going to cry when I hit a plus 730 money line on a team that's lost,
Dude,
30 games in a row.
You know what? If they
You know
don't
what?
cover, I'd much rather you hit that plus 7,000.
Bro, I would take Lakers money line for a little bit.
Let's go. Let's go.
Oh,
Put
my
Slam.
$100 on it.
To the bank.
Yeah,
He goes
Slam,
Russell
can I
Westbrook.
just say before I do my best bets, I am shocked. I am
Sorry,
shocked.
I'm over my head now. I hit a parlay
I,
yesterday, boys.
I am
I'm
shocked that
invincible.
you are on the Lakers. You are.
I hit a parlay
usually
yesterday, boys. I'm invincible.
very
I'm sorry.
aligned on this. I'll go with my best bets. I'm taking all the dogs. Besides the Lakers, Pistons plus 10, Bucks plus 2, Clippers plus 3. Let's go.
All faves today besides the Jazz.
The Lakers. Oh wait, yeah.
Lakers are not faves.
Just kidding. All right, the Nets -2 is my favorite play today. Clippers plus the 2 there, and then I'm riding the Lakers plus the 13.5. I think they cover and get it done. Should win out right here. Jazz are falling apart.
Should be an easy money line winner.
Yeah, easy money line winner. Don't overthink, man. Plus 700. All right, boys. Anything before we wrap things up here?
Just
Let's go
NIT
Jazz,
championship
baby.
game. Keep an eye out on that one, baby.
All right, you got a pick for us? NIT.
Yeah, I'll give you a free little NIT banger. I'm going with the X-Men, man. I'm going with Xavier tonight, plus 5.
X-Men.
I think if they hit their threes like they showed they can against the Bonnies, A&M's going to show they'll keep up with them offensively. As long as they can stay consistent on 3-point range today and shooting, I think you're getting great value with Xavier plus 5.
I love
So I'm going
that.
to take my NIT play. Shout out to Pure Wage, too.
BBB, NIT, give us a lot.
Yeah, I think that Texas A&M wins and Xavier covers. So
I can see that.
do with
I can
that
see
as you will.
I can see Brooklyn. Alpha.
I'm not even going to lie and pretend like I've looked into that game. I have not. I'm not playing any more NIT. The NIT sucks.
Okay, all right, boys. I
I will say,
Xavier.
if you are going to play one, this is like because teams finally start to.
You gotta
care
play
once
a
you get to the
championship.
final.
I mean,
You
it's
gotta
the
play a
champion. I mean,
championship.
it's the championship.
You boys got to go to the game tonight too. That'd
So
be
it's
sick.
funny. It's funny. I actually am going to the game. I didn't
No
even get a chance
way.
to tell you. I have a comedy show tonight that starts at 8:30. Guess where the comedy show is? At the Hulu Theater in Madison Square Garden. So I'm going to. So I got my
It's
girlfriend
inside of it.
So Madison Square Garden is so big that there's actually Madison Square Garden and there's a separate theater called the Hulu Theater. So my comedy show starts at 8:30 tonight at the Hulu Theater, and I was able to get a standing room only ticket for the NIT for $15 for me and my girlfriend. So I told her, you wanna.
Yo, that's sick.
I told my girlfriend, I said, you want Madison Square Garden chicken tenders? No problem. All we got to do is show up at 7. She has no idea there's a basketball game going on. I swear to God, she has no idea.
I love it.
That's
I love it.
hilarious.
Well, hopefully we'll get a video of that reaction later. Hefe, you enjoyed the game and the comedy show. It's been a long but fun show today. We will be back tomorrow. We have the college basketball special Off the Rim. And we'll be back with Off the Bounce, normal time. Stay tuned. We may even have a Pure Wage collab tonight. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Sir. Thank you, boys.
See you
Go
guys
Lakers.
tomorrow.
Lakers money line. Don't overthink.
Lakers money.